live streamed. Good morning, everybody. Lovely to see you all again. Good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are. Someone's at the climbing gym. That's exciting. I like to see that you're getting your workout in while we're translating. Hi, Uta.
Hi, Nick. Good to see you guys.
Good to see you too. Well, we have another exciting day for you. I hope many of you got to study with Dr. Word in his morning classes, super early morning. So thank you, Word. And look forward to hearing you all read your Tibetan even more betterer than you have been, more fluently. Okay. Good morning, Geshe Michael.
English too.
Morning.
Morning, boss.
Okay, you ready, Nicholas?
I think we're ready.
All right.
Let's get to
Hi,
it.
Adam.
Morning, Adam.
All right, good morning.
Is it true you moved to
Morning.
Switzerland?
No,
No,
I'm still here in Colorado.
same thing. All right. Here we go. Do you want to say anything about your text in general?
So I'm currently working on a text called Sema Dedan Gigiki Munsel. And it's supposed to be, I guess, a text which comments on the 7 classic books written by Master Dharmakirti. In particular, we've been focusing on the difference just recently between Rangsen and Jitsen. And so I think that's what we're going to be diving even deeper into in this class.
Okay, cool. Exactly. I would say the same. All right, here we go. Hang on. Okay. All right. Adam, I'm going to go back a few lines just so, because it's a big part that starts here.
Okay.
So please read, and Nick wants to check you, I think.
Sumpa sosoeng owo tenla bepala rangitsini tenla bepa tang chitsini tenla bapa ni.
Hey, what's that DBAB?
Up.
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 Yeah, up. Okay. Yeah, tenla up. Okay, good. It's got a couple of tenses. Sometimes it's tenla bep, tenla bup, and this is tenla up.
Yeah, it's
And it just depends on the writer. Okay. Let me see something. Yeah. So we're going to be talking about, and by the way, every time I prepare a text for you guys, when we get to these section headers, the Tibetan just says number 3, and it doesn't tell you what number 3 is. So we got to have it in the mixed nuts that we just go and get it for you ahead of time. So we make sure we know where we are. As a translator, you can ignore these numbers, but then you don't really know where you are. So I always put it in bold afterwards. So do you want to read this? Adam, hang on, let me push it down.
Yeah.
This is all the sections. Can you read this, please?
Yeah. Tela Shelja Rangchi Nisungele Temangunje Nisunge Par Jupe Dun Shepa Tang Rangsen Dang Chitsen Niki Jadun Shepa Dang Rangchi Sosongo Tenla Apa.
Yeah, good. Okay. By the way, I have a cold, so please excuse the noises. Shelja means things you can perceive, right? Or things you can weigh, or things you can consider, things that you can consider, which means all the things in the universe. And then all things in the universe can be divided into Rangchen and Chitsen. So this whole discussion for Adam's text today is going to be about wrong sense and cheat sense. And he says here, Nisunge, what's that mean, Adam? Nisunge.
It's fixed at 2.
Yeah, there's only 2 types, wrong sen and cheat sen. There's only these 2, there's no more. And I think the crucial thing for understanding the class today is that why is there wrong sense, which I would call sort of like the actual occurrence of a thing in the world. So like this coffee cup, the one in my hand is wrong sen, the actual appearance or the classical example of a thing in the world. And then cheat sen means the archetype or the thing in your mind of an archetype of a cup. So for example, when your mom taught you cup, when your mom taught you the word cup, she kind of installed in your mind a picture of a cup. And every time someone asks you, is this a cup? You go to that database, you go to that file folder and you check the picture of the cup that your mom taught you. And then you say, yeah, that fits the picture I have in my mind. This is a cup because it fits the picture my mom told me was a cup when I was a kid or something like that. So cheat sen is this theoretical cup in your mind that you hold in your mind for your whole life. You make small adjustments to it, but mainly it's an archetype in your mind. And then wrong sen is the actual cup in the world, the cup you have in your hand. Okay, so all things in the universe are either archetypes or actual occurrences of something in the world. Okay, and that's closely linked to the process of perception. Why, Adam?
Based on how, yeah, like a limited, like because you're going through this eliminative process, I think is maybe what you're.
Here it says Nunsum and JPOC. What's that?
Oh, because wrong sen and cheat sen are also linked to direct and indirect perception.
Yeah. So which one of those 2, the picture your mom taught you, or the actual cups you see in the world, is more related to the direct perception of your senses?
Wrong sen.
Yeah, we call it. So that's another way to understand wrong sen. If you perceive it with your senses, if you smell it, if you see it, if you hold it, that's a wrong sen. That's a thing in the world. And then if you see this cup, right? And then Geshe-la slowly goes like this. What's Geshe-la holding up above the screen?
I think it's a cup.
It's a cup, yeah. And you have a picture in your mind of a cup that you think might be above the screen. Geshe-la, now it's wrong sen. And then it became what?
Cheat sen.
Yeah, it became a cheat sen. It became a theoretical cup. When you use logic to see something, you never see the real cup. You just see the picture of the cup in your mind. And when you use your senses to see something, you see the real cup. That's a big principle in Dharma Kirti. Okay, there's real things, real examples of things, and then there's theoretical things. And when you use logic to perceive a thing, you see the archetype. And when you use your senses to see something, you're using wrong sen. You're seeing the actual cup in the world. Okay, so that's why we're on the subject of actual cups and theoretical cups. Okay, that's why we came to this subject. So Drupe Dun means how do you establish the cup? Drupe Dun here, which is kind of like Siddhartha, by the way. How do you establish the cup? Well, with your direct perception, you use a wrong sen. And with your logic, you use a cheat sen. Okay, so he explained that already. He finished that. Then he gave us the drawdown of wrong sen and cheat sen. What's that, Adam?
Like a literal explanation of the words, the literal meaning.
He explained chi, he explained wrong. We finished that. Now we reach the 3rd section, which is Rang chi soso ngowo tenla apa. Tenla apa means to establish a topic thoroughly, talk it over, define it, debate it. So tenla apa means to thresh it out. And what's it mean, Rangqi? It's standing for,
Rangsen and Chichen.
yeah, Rangsen and Chichen. He's getting tired of saying Rangsen and Chichen. So he says, no, Rangqi, real mental, something like that.
Mhm.
And so means individually. Nomo means I will give you the essence, or I will teach you what is a Rangsen and what is a Chichen. Okay, I'll give you the real detail now. That's where we are. Okay, that's where we are in Adam's text. And to understand logic, it's extremely important because just to live in this world, to survive in this world, you got to use Rangtens, you got to use your direct perceptions. You have to be very observant with your direct perceptions to survive in business, to survive in a family. You got to have good sense powers. And then Chitzen means to survive in the world, you got to have the ability to figure out something that you can't see directly. You must have that ability. If you lack these two abilities, you're basically in trouble. Okay, your life will be easier if you're very observant with your senses, and if you're very sharp with your logic. Okay, and then kind of you can throw in. Oftentimes in the scriptures, they throw in a third element, which I like to call the database, and that means if you have a deep well of experiences in your life that you can call on, which is kind of like Drakbetsema. It's like history. For example, we were studying strategy in university this week. We were discussing the idea of strategy in business. And first of all, a strategist has to have very good physical senses. They have to be observant with their physical senses. Secondly, a strategist has to be sharp with their reasoning. They have to figure out where the market's going, what might happen, things like that. But thirdly, they have to have a deep database in their mind of past cases, historical strategies that people have used through history. Great generals, for example, typically they love to study battles from 1,000 years ago, or they have a huge database of actual cases in their mind. So that's the idea here. You to survive in the world and to flourish in the world, you need all of your senses. You need to study those senses. So, okay. Let's read this one, Adam. Dambala. Yeah, so first we're going to do the Tsenyi. What's that?
The definition.
Of wrong sense and cheat sense, okay?
Yeah, Rangqi.
Of actual cases and theoretical cases. And then we're going to Musungwa Senshis.
Identify a classical example.
Nice. Yeah, we're going to say, oh, this is a cob. This is the idea of a cob. Okay. All right. Here's the first one, the definition. Please read.
Tamboni shinda yul tu rang shin mandre par ne patang dunche nupa sok rang sen gi tsini de pamitero.
Yeah, well, first of all, what can we say about this definition? He ends it with mite.
That's incorrect.
Yeah, hey, you want to know? I'll give you the wrong one. Okay, I'll give you the wrong definition. I'll give you the definition of the things that we don't agree to. Okay, sorry. Oh, my computer's being cranky. Don't do that. Okay. All right. Come on, honey bunny. All right. Yeah. So first he says, here's the classic definition, and he already says mite. I don't agree with it. Okay. And Shendak unidentified other people. Okay. They say if an object exists in the world and its yul is mandepa and its du is mandepa and its rangshin is mandepa, that's rangsen.
Okay. But if it's unmixed and placed in nature, yeah.
Yeah. If an object has a unique space in geography, okay, in the physical world, if it has a unique space in time, and if it has a unique space in nature. Nobody else is quite a cup. Majepa means it has its own unique, what do you call it, delineated space in the world. That's the definition of Rangchen. That's a cup in the world. It's cut off from the other objects in the world by time, by place, and by nature. Okay, and he says, I don't like that definition. It sucks. Okay, mite means it sucks. Dinje nepa means, now other guys come and say, no, no, no. The definition of the actual thing in the world is anything which does something is an actual thing in the world. Anything which performs its own function, that's the definition of an actual thing in the world. According to that definition, something like anger or compassion could also be Rangchen, because it has its own definition. Okay, it functions. It does something. Okay, anger does something, compassion does something. So somebody tries to say, one guy says, the thing in the world means the thing that has its own definition. It's separate from other things in time, space, and nature. And then the other guy says, no, no, no. If something does something, it's Rangchen. It's a real thing in the world. If something is just theoretical, that's Chitzen. That's just, it doesn't do anything. Okay. And we say, who says mite? That's the interesting thing here, Adam. Who said I don't agree?
I would go with our first assumption that it was Kedripje, but
yeah, I would also agree. I would also agree, because what we describe, that the thing has its own unique outline in space, time, and nature, that sounds pretty good to me in the second school. And to say this is a real thing in the universe because it does something, that sounds okay to me in the second school. So whoever said I don't like that, I agree with you. I think it's Kedupje and probably Prasangika. Okay. Let's go to the next sentence. Adam, can you read?
yes,
Nick is checking. Come on.
Ransen dindam chepe taki kakche toward dope mawa dope ransingi dindok de kapa dindam dimpar dopa yinla.
Good. Now, who's talking is Kedupje. He says, now, if we're going to put on our, which hat?
Upper middle way.
Yeah, if we're going to put on our ultimate middle way hat, when you, the Rangsen you guys describe, the actual thing in the world that you guys describe is exactly the
thing that we deny.
Is gotcha. That's what we believe is the stupidest thing in the world. Okay, that's a self-existent thing. Your Rangsen, your actual cup in the world, its own unique time, space, nature, it performs a function from its own side. Okay, your definition of reality is exactly our definition of non-reality. Okay, of gotcha. What's gotcha, Adam?
It's the object that we refute, the thing that we deny to exist.
Yeah, in plain English, it's the thing that
emptiness is empty of.
Yeah, the thing that emptiness is empty of. Okay, when you say there's emptiness in front of me, the thing that's not there is a thing that could exist in and of itself from its own side in the world, defined on it with its own edges, have its own nature, its own time, its own definition, its own function, unique function. That's exactly what we say doesn't exist. Okay, and the absence of that is in our school is emptiness. That's what emptiness is. Okay, so this thing, ngamawa, what's ngamawa?
The functionalists.
Which covers 3 schools. Who are they?
The lower 3. Yeah.
Abhidharma school.
The Sutrists and Mind Only.
Yeah. Basically, they are called functionalists. Why, Adam?
Oh, because they believe that a thing exists ultimately if it performs a function.
Yeah, and that's what 99.999% of all human beings believe. If this thing can hold coffee, it's a cup. And that's what makes it a cup. It is in no way is it coming from me. It exists out there. It's defined by its function. Because it can hold coffee, it deserves to be a thing in the world. It's not waiting for me to perceive it as a coffee cup. Okay. And that's the wrong view of the three lower schools together. And it's the wrong view of the entire universe. Okay. If it does something, it's real. Okay. By the way, the only reason this cup holds coffee in the higher school, Adam, is
No, because you have the karma to see it do so.
which implies I, in the past,
You gave somebody something to hold their beverage in.
yeah, I shared my coffee in the past. The only reason there's a coffee cup here is because I shared my coffee in the cup. That's the highest viewpoint. Okay. There's no reality to this cup from its own side. It only exists because I shared with other people in the past. And then that should overcome our natural tendency not to share the things we really want, okay. If you understand that, you become a very giving person and you take risks to help other people. Okay. All right. Rang Senki, Dendong, Kakpa, Dendamba Demba. In fact, ultimate reality, according to us, higher middle way, is that your idea of the opposite, okay? You can also describe in the logic schools, you can describe a cup in the world as the opposite of all things which is not the cup.
Mhm.
That's called the lady in the German train station, right, Uta? You know this story. What do you call it? By a process of elimination, you come to the person who has your train tickets, okay? You cancel people in the train station who don't have the right color coat, who are the wrong height, who male or female. And according to the logic schools, this cup is a dundok. Dundok means it's the opposite of an opposite, okay? If you take all the things in the world which are not cups and you cancel them, what you have left is a perfect defined cup. And it's like, they think it's some kind of shining, perfect cup, okay? And it kind of is. And by the way, these ideas are not crazy. They are the basis of higher middle way. They are not some other school which is stupid. They are the other school which turned into the middle way. Okay, they are another process in the evolution of human thinking. Okay, and I would say scientists are pretty much at the second school, at first and second school. And if science can get to the fourth school, they would try to develop products that helps people. And that would be, and profit would not be the motivation. It would be how much does it help people? Okay. If you want it to be a successful company. All right. And let's do one more. Adam, you want to pick on somebody because it's so fun.
Pull up the participants here.
Just pick a name, even if you don't know them.
Okay. Li Xiuping. Li. What about Lena? Lena Renchen?
Guys, got to turn on your microphone.
I'll try.
Yay. Adam, you're checking.
Okay.
Deci
Yeah.
non ma bi
Nguyen Ma Wei.
non ma wei san yu don do tugang do padi duma kal
Uma Tel Girwa.
umatal gyua e ta
Nie.
ne du yang chima
Droop.
Gopa. Jupa. Do. Pa. Yin. La. In.
Nice.
La.
Nice. Yay.
Thank you.
Okay, cool. The first sentence is always the most painful. All right, Deichi and Ngumawa. Who's Ngumawa, Adam?
The functionalists, the first
Yeah.
three schools.
So the dundog, which they dupa,
The how did we want to say that again? The opposite of the opposite.
the opposite, the opposite. Yeah, the
Yeah,
opposite, of
opposite,
everything.
the opposite. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah.
The
Believes
opposite, the opposite of everything that the cup is not. The opposite of everything that the cup is not. This idea that the second school, well, that the lower three schools have, that the cup is the opposite of everything that it is not. That's exactly Shima Drupa according to the Telgir.
Yeah, that's exactly the thing that we're saying is not established.
Yeah, good. Yeah,
Yeah.
that the thing you think is real, what you define as real, the cup is the opposite of all that's not the cup, is exactly what we say is a self-existent thing, and is not. It doesn't even exist. Tanye do, Adam.
in name only.
Yeah, you can't even talk about things like that, much less exist that way. Okay, even talking about things like that is ridiculous, according to the highest school. Okay, when you say things are real because they do something from their side, that's like ultimate stupid, according to Prasangika. Okay, and it's human nature. We all believe it. We all believe it, even while we're talking about it. We we believe it. Okay, Adam, who you gonna pick on next?
Oh yeah, that's right. I gotta
Yeah,
find
fine.
something to pick on. Eleanor? Do we have an Eleanor who wants to help us? Elena? Isabel?
Yes.
Yay.
You do run, sing, ma, J way,
Yeah, Draper.
Jeba. Okay, sorry. Jeba, down, bow, in, nu, Ba.
Dunche.
Oh, sorry.
Dunche nu.
dun, chain, ning. Ba, so, do, ma, ta, gu, wei, yang,
Wa. Girwa.
yu, wa, yang, ta, len,
Kaylin.
helen, pa, chi.
Okay, cool. All right, here now I'm a Prasangika. I'm a highest Buddhist, okay? And I say, look, it is true that things perform I'm sorry. Your idea that the cup is the opposite of all that it's not is even nominally is completely wrong, okay? And it to say it exists out there independent of my karma is completely wrong, okay? And then that you can imagine the second school guy saying, well, then you don't accept that a cup can hold coffee? You don't accept that a cup can function? If you call us functionalists in a derogatory way, then I guess you don't accept that things can do anything. And then Keduche says, excuse me, the concept that a thing could be discrete in location, the concept that a thing could be discrete in time, the concept that a thing could have a discrete nature that the things around it don't have, and the concept that something can perform a function, Kalen,
Are all things that we accept.
we totally accept it, okay? We totally accept it. Then they're like confused. They're like, but you just complained about us because we accepted that. And there's a beautiful, beautiful idea in the highest middle way, okay? The edge between what is cup and what is not cup, the edge between my finger and the cup is actually the edge of two atoms. Okay, if you go down, 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 there's an edge between the atoms of my fingernail and the edge of the atoms in the cup. Okay, and somewhere there's a first front atom on my fingernail is touching the first front atom on the edge of the cup, and they're making contact. Okay, and that's what these other schools believe. And the higher middle way says that edge is false. There is no edge. If atoms have an edge, they got to have two edges. They're not the smallest thing in the universe anymore. Then they have space. Then they have width. The whole idea of science is mistaken. Even the idea of an atom is mistaken. Can this thing be located in space in a unique place? Can this thing be located in a unique time? Can this thing have its unique nature that the hand and the eyeglasses don't have? Yes, but where is it coming from? Where are the lines coming from? Where are the borders coming from?
Our karma.
They're coming from how you treated other people only. There's no objective existence. There's no reality to the atoms and molecules that science deals with. They don't exist. It's all wrong. It's all mistaken. Okay. The whole universe is more morals driven, ethics driven. The existence of the universe is coming from ethical behavior, and only that. So do we accept a cup in its own place? Sure. Do you accept a cup in its own time? Yes. Do you accept that the cup has a nature that the eyeglasses don't have? Yes. Do you accept that the cup can do something? Yes. Didn't you just say you don't accept that? Listen, we just accept them because they are coming from our seeds. You don't believe they're coming from how you treat other people. That's all. That's all. We're fine with that stuff. But you forgot to say it's coming from how you treat other people. That's our problem with you guys. Okay, cool. It's very beautiful. It's really beautiful. All right, now we're ready to start the class. Adam, you want to pick on somebody new?
Yeah, let's find somebody to pick on here. Bella. Okay, let's try Katie Chu.
Yes, it is
Hi.
here.
Can you help
Hello.
us? Can you help us do 361?
Okay, I will try.
Thank you.
Tena tek tak tap tirang sen ki sen ji yin ki sen ni min no.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, very
Nice,
good.
nice reading.
Thank
Must
you.
be one of Word's good students.
Thank
So
you.
look, we can talk about you can talk about cups being examples of cups in the world. You can talk about cups that way. Sen shi. You can talk about rang sen. You can talk about rang sen as meaning an example of the thing in the world. We don't have a problem with that. That's okay. But you cannot define it as a thing in the world from its own side. You can't define it that way. That's the wrong definition. Is it an example of a cup? Yes. Is it definitively an example of a cup? If you mean from its own side, no, it's not. Okay, that's all. That's all. That's his final statement. Okay. Now
So,
we get to Rang.
Just on 361 there again.
Yeah.
So it would have been better to have this last section here to, but that is not the definition.
Yeah, you could say you're on the right track. A cup is a good example, but it's not exist by definition. That's wrong. That part's wrong. The higher schools can accept the idea of a cup in the world, but you just have to be clear where it comes from. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, Adam, who are you gonna pick on next? This is so fun. He has a lot of experience getting Ava to read books and stuff. That's what he does all day, actually.
Sophie. Sophie? About Persis? Persis?
Hello.
Hi. Can you help us with 362?
Thank you. Rang lúc nhí rang mé
Rangsen, Ranglukni, Rangsen,
rang lúc nhí rang sen ký sen ní đọc hạ đọc hạ
Dokbe,
đọc bê hạng
Dak,
tạc hạ min hạ rang đọc là
Rang, Nge,
hả
Rangene,
rang nê thọ mọ ma yếm hạ ấy
Mama Yempe,
mọ mọ ma yếm thấy rang khiến tụ nê hài thọ thọ
Ngopo. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Hey, you guys want to see my granddaughter?
Oh, look at
Wait a minute. Here we go. That's Adam's daughter.
Oh my gosh, she's so cute. Beautiful.
She's getting bigger. Okay, hang on. I got one more here. Grandpa has to show off his grandkids. Where is that? Here we go. Finally, Word sent me a picture. Oh. That's sushi. Yeah. I gotta get a hat like that. It's better when you have a bald head, right, Sushumna? Okay. Okay, Rang Lukni. Who's Rang Luk, Adam? We gotta be careful here.
our own position. So I'd say
Who's us? Who's us?
I'd say that, well, considering the context of this book, I would say that our own position is that which is the second schools.
Exactly. I agree with you. I agree with you. So here's the definition of a thing in the world from this school, which we already said the highest school is not going to agree with. Okay, but here's the definition. Rankent Senkitseni. What's the definition of a thing in the world? Tokpe takba mayen.
Cool.
That it's what I used here was it's not a creation of
Good. Perfect. Yeah. According to the second school, this cup is not being created by your karmic seeds. It's not a projection of your mind. It has a real reality out there in the world. It is not coming from concepts in your mind that are put in your mind by how you treat other people. Okay. So it's the opposite of the highest school. Okay. Then it's got its own Rangshin. Yeah, it resides in its own unique basic nature. It has its own nature. Nobody else has that nature. And that nature is emanating from the inside of it somehow. Okay. That's all. It's not a creation of me. I did not make the pen. The pen is not coming from me. The pen has reality out there. If I die tomorrow, that pen's still going to be on the table. Don't tell me it's coming from me. Okay. All right. By the way, it's what we really believe, no matter how much philosophy we study. Okay.
Yes, Shala.
Yeah.
As presenting a wrong loop, did Kedripje put tok without the S to be pejorative? Like tok
When you say tope takpa, which means made up by the mind,
yeah.
You don't use the tok, which means to realize. You use the tok, which means to imagine. Yeah, that's all.
So even if it was correct, we would put tope takpa as without an S?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay, thank you.
Exactly. In the higher middle way, tope takpa is exactly correct.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, that's a good question. I mean, sometimes you ask a good question, not very often.
Not often.
All right, Adam, you go ahead. Oh, you got to pick on somebody.
Gyelse?
System.
Losang Gyelse.
Alrighty, thank you. Nipat sen shinusung wani yudu rangshen mandre
Yeah,
Yep.
Manjare.
mandre parne pe nupo namrang sengi senshi yinla.
Hey, Venerable Gyaltse, that looks like a beautiful house. I'm not sure. She just finished building her house after she and Milarepa had similar experience. Building his 9-story tower. All right. Nipa, senshi ngusungwani. What's that, Adam? What's a senshi of a rangsen?
A classical example of an actual object.
Yeah, let me give you a real rangsen. What's the senshi that Grandpa's been using all day?
Coffee cup, bumpa.
I've been using coffee cup. By the way, Ben is from the Baptist church down the road where they took me there one day. Now that I'm a famous person in the town. Senshi Ngusungwani. And I'm a second school guy, and I'm saying to you, this cup has its own unique position in you.
Place.
In space, yeah. And this cup has its own unique position in two.
Time.
And this cup has its own self-delineated rangchen.
Nature.
And that makes it a rangchen. That makes it a real thing in the world. I didn't define it. I didn't make the colors. I didn't put it in this moment. It occupies its own special moment. Okay, from its own side. We have to say from its own side. That's second school. That's second school. And that's kind of a real thing. Okay.
It's like,
all right. We didn't get to Chichen yet.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Throughout the first 300 sections in this book,
don't torture me.
Yeah, we were floating with Rongsen in between a physical manifestation of the archetype, and
I think physical is a little tricky because you can have mental function.
So this is what we ran into whenever I started to go back and treat the Joshie from the last section.
Yeah.
And I was kind of forced to pick something. So I went with definitive object. For some reason, it doesn't feel right. But I was wondering if you had any words on maybe what we could use, just actual object, real object.
I think you could use words like that. What do you call that, Ben Kramer, for the time being?
Provisionally.
Provisionally,
Oh,
yeah.
provisionally, yeah.
Yeah, I think we can have kind of longer terms, longer expressions that we use, like the real thing in the world or something. And then when we get to the actual book translation, we'll pick something academic, Okay. Yeah. When you're doing your preliminary translation, Rongsen, I would say the actual manifestation of the thing in the world or something like that, the actual thing. Make it short. Short is always better.
Actual object.
Yeah.
I think actual is pretty good. 2 syllables. Okay. This is a long one, Adam. Someone you really don't like could do it.
Okay. Or somebody I really do like.
Yeah, maybe you want them to learn something.
Daniel Garcia.
Whoa. The peach
Hi, yeah, I'm
tree.
here.
The Tsar of peach tree.
Can you help us 364?
Sure, yeah, I'll try. Okay. Deyang yu du rangshin ma drepe dunla shendaki shar na yudna nubna mepa sukyu ma drewe dundang ka sang yu na di ring me pa sok du ma drewe dundang. Uh-oh.
I'm sorry. Hang on.
Oh.
I got a new computer.
That's an extra challenge.
I got a new computer. We're still getting to know each other. Okay. Okay. Sorry, Adam. Sorry, Daniel. Go ahead.
What's that one, Adam? KHRA?
Trawo.
Okay. Trawo la yu na na gyur la me pa sukrang shinma grewe dondu. What's that one?
Mandundu sungne.
Sungne ka chikni.
Thank you.
Nice.
Thank you.
Good. So we had it occupies its own unique space, it occupies its own unique time, and it occupies its own unique nature. And somebody said, Dun La here in Tibetan, Dun La means, hey, you guys want to know what I mean? When I say, what's the meaning? When I say unique time, unique place, unique nature. Shendaki. Shendaki means
Other guys say.
right, other guys say. Now, who other? We don't know. Okay, is it some kind of dumb second school guys, or I don't know? Okay, somebody says and by the way, this mandepa is extremely important in higher middle way. The idea of a line that separates things from other things is totally coming from your mind, and things are delineated by your karma. And two people can hear a Neil Young song and have totally different reactions. The lines are coming from you. Okay, and the second school just cannot handle that. They cannot accept that. Okay, so here's what a second school guy would say. Sharnayana nubna me.
Are not arising, staying, or vanishing.
Nice guess. This is a direction. These two are directions, Adam.
If it's not east,
So east or west. I mean, yeah, it's generally but I was trying to pair the Sharn Noob. So it's not east or staying here or in the west.
Yeah, so when we say
if it ain't east, it's in the west.
When we say it's occupying its own position, we say if it's in the east part of the table, it happens not to be on the west part of the table. That's what unique position means.
Yeah.
And they don't mix. They can't overlap. Now, as far as two,
Kasang and Tiring.
Kasa and Tiring.
Yesterday and today.
Yeah, that thing, the cup that was here yesterday is not the cup that is here today. This cup has its own unique, it's cut off temporally from the cup of yesterday. The cup of today is divided from the cup of yesterday, okay? And that division is natural. It's not coming from me, okay? That's what we mean when we say it occupies its own unique time. Well, what do you mean when you say it occupies its own unique nature? Okay, its own unique nature. And this is hard. I think it means checkered and striped. Okay, I think it means checkered and striped. We had Trawo way back in the mind-only text of checkerboard. So look, if you have a piece of cloth, it has a checkerboard pattern on it. Its nature is basically different from another piece. If you have a blouse or a dress which is checkered, its nature cannot overlap with a blouse or a dress which is striped. They're just basically different. Okay, they're different nature. That's what we mean. Now, Sung means that's their opinion. That's their opinion. And now, what's going to happen, Adam?
We're going to get a contradict.
Yeah, somebody's going to say, wait, I disagree. Somebody's going to have a debate here. Let's go.
The Gor Nak and the Not Gor.
Yeah, just forget the just think of it as checkered and striped. That's all.
Okay, well, I was just wondering here because in your notes it says that
Yeah.
it doesn't have any mention of stripes.
Yeah, I studied it deeperly. Okay.
Okay, so it doesn't just mean black tent; it means striped
Nah.
black.
No, that's all that Sarah Chandra Das has, but I worked on it.
Okay.
Checkered is opposed to striped. That's so striking, right? And that's what it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wasn't tearing misspelled?
Yeah. Well, nowadays, tearing, they would spell it tearing. In a local dialect, they would say tearing.
Oh.
Okay, yeah. So that's dialect. It kind of tells you where the author's from, actually. But it's an acceptable substitute. Yeah.
Thank you.
Did it come from deeding, like here?
Probably it did. Probably it did. Yeah, in the old days. Okay, Adam, this one is a killer. Pick somebody.
Oh yeah, we gotta
Give them a headache for the whole day.
About Dinara.
Ooh, watch out for Dinara. She's good at it.
Yeah,
Hi.
Dinara, can you help us?
Yeah, do you hear me?
Yeah, we're on 360.
Mm-hmm. Ngepoldang pumpasok rangki selwa
Yeah.
laje su
Yeah, Jesu.
Jesu troway chir rangsan main ki chi san yin la rangsan yin na she pa ke
Chick.
pa ke chi cha me tang du
Trend.
tren chok ki cha she me pa yin ko ke
Yungashi.
Gushing den chi nu pa la yang rang san yin pa ma tiap la den tam par den che nu pa yin na rang san yin pa tiap pa yin no she ser to.
Nice.
Thank you so much.
Adam, I gotta move this cut sheet down here. It's bothering me.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. Okay.
Oh.
Okay. Kachigning, no potam bumba sograngi. Oh, okay. Now, you guys, anybody remember the special meaning of selwa?
To be a member of a
Yeah,
group. Right?
well, you
Yeah.
told us.
Yeah, it's there. To be a member of a set. So generally, selwa means what?
Clear or
Clear. Yeah. What's usel mean?
clear light.
Clear light. Yeah. So, normal people, when they see selwa, they think clear. And in logic, in the study of logic, selwa refers to the member of a set. And it's opposed to chi.
It's so actual things versus mental images thereof.
Yeah, but in this usage, chi means the set and selwa means the members.
Right. Yeah.
So it's kind of shading into a different meaning of chi. Chi as car, and then its selwas are Toyotas, etc. The real car. Yeah.
Selwan Dunchik. Sorry. Selwan Dunchik. Chedrak.
Yeah, exactly. Nice. Selwa Dung Chedak Dunchik. Selwa Dung Chedak Dunchik. What did you just say, Adam?
That Selwa and Chedrak are synonymous, or essentially referring to the same set of things.
Yeah, members of a set, members of a group. Okay, so here, Desudroa means to go over a set of things or to exist over a set of things. So car, the word car, the concept car, Jesudroas, all the other cars, all the real cars in the world. So it kind of sits at the top. Jesudroa means it sits at the top of the food chain. Okay. So he says, if a thing sits at the top of a set of things, it has to be a
Chichen.
it has to be a chief. It has to be a chief. Okay, so here's some weirdo debaters. Okay, these are weirdos. Okay, and they have a really weird idea. They say, look, can you refer to the group of all functioning things in the world? Yes. Can you refer to the group of all vases in the world or coffee cups in the world? Yes. So is there a thing called things? And is there a thing called cups? And you say, yes. Okay, so is that a rangsen or a chichen?
Sounds like a chichen.
It's a chichen. It's the name of the whole group. Okay, cups, things. Okay, he says, if it has its own members, then rangsen mayin.
Yeah, that's not an actual
Seem to
object.
be wrong.
Then it's not the actual object, it's a chichen.
We're over time.
Okay, let's stop there. You can translate the rest of this and 361 and 362. Okay. And by the way, this guy's going into dangerous territory. Okay. If there's a thing called cops, if there's a thing called things, then isn't that a chichen? Isn't that a archetype? Then isn't the cup an archetype? Okay, he's going there. All right, good job, Adam. You're hanging in. By the way, Adam's last book became DCI Advanced Level 1, and it was a big hit. And thank you for that. Nick has a comment.
Oh no, I think it was 2, wasn't it?
Oh, was it? Yeah, you're right. I think so. Yeah, you're right. Yep. Do you want to, Nick, explain what's going to happen now?
Well, we're going to take a 5-minute break. 8-minute break. And then we'll have another class, which, hang on, let me pull it
Q&A
up.
with Sugang.
With Sugang, yes. Thank you.
Okay. A Q&A with Sugang. Okay.
Yeah, thank you, Sugang. And then after that, still waiting for him to double confirm because it's morning, but we are scheduled to have yoga with John Brady. So I'm going to give him a call right now. He's probably meditating deeply at the moment.
Morning for John Brady can be afternoon for other people. I don't know.
Good point.
Thank
All
you,
right.
Geshe.
Well, thank you so much. And thank you, Sugang, for giving a Q&A today. Ask him the toughest questions that you can think of. Get those out of the way. See you soon.
Okay. See you guys this evening. Okay.